Do you feel pressure to create and continue to succeed at this high level all the time?
Yes. You're now listening to The Creator Code, the podcast dedicated to unlocking the secrets of your favorite online creators. Each week, we will deep dive into the tech, tips, and tricks to find out what truly makes them tick. Whether you're a new creator just starting out or an accomplished veteran, this show is made for you. And now, here's your host, MattyTingles.
Okay, welcome back to the Creator Code podcast. I am your host, MattyTingles. This is the podcast where we unlock the secrets of your favorite creators. Thank you so much for being here. As a reminder, full video of these episodes are on YouTube, so check that out. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Go check it out. Leave us a review. That's it. Thank you so much for being here. Today is episode 10, and we have a very special guest joining us. I'm talking about, and yes, these numbers are correct. I'm talking about 3.5 million subs. I'm talking 1.2 billion views. Yes, you heard me right. Billion. One of the GOATs, one of the nicest people I've ever met. Someone who literally puts the community on her back, and I get to call her a friend. Of course, I'm talking about Gibi ASMR. Gibi, hello.
Matty T. You're gonna make me cry in the intro. Wow, thank you so much for having me. I feel like we can talk about anything. I'm ready.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here. This was, like I had Ben on earlier, and I felt bad. I was like, I hope she knows that I'm waiting for the right time to have her on.
You got me double digits episode. I feel extremely honored.
Okay, perfect.
It's been so great so far. Every single week I'm like, I know them. So cute.
Thank you so much. I'm having fun and I'm so excited that you're here. So excited. All right, before anything, I just need to get this out of the way. This is amazing.
My YouTooz.
This is like crazy.
I'm so glad you got one.
Like, not only is the actual figure really cool, but like the packaging is insane.
They did a really good job. I was pleased with it.
It's crazy. And like even the inside of the box is like your room. Like it's
they like let me pick everything. They're like, what do you want? Yeah, what do you want? What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to say? They were really sweet. I know. I am so glad how it turned out. Like that was one of those bucket list items that like you don't know you have, and then you're like, oh wait, this was so cool.
It's insane.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane. How does that feel?
It was very surreal. I got kind of emotional. I opened it on stream and I was like, wait, this is so cool. Because sometimes a lot of times like I just kind of like charge through and like don't like stop and smell the roses, you know?
Right.
So it was really cute to have that. It's very special.
It's unbelievable. It's really cool. Really amazing. All right.
Thanks.
Had to get that out of the way. And yeah, if you guys want one of these YouTooz, it's really amazing. Amazing. All right. Gibi, let's get right to it. How are you doing?
I'm so busy. I think you are too. I think we're kind of like on the same wavelength right now. I don't know when I'm not busy, but like right now I'm just going through it. Like really catching up on videos, that sort of thing. I really fell behind. So I was doing a lot of filming today, tomorrow, and Friday. Yeah. Like my big ones. And if I can pull that off, then I'm caught up and can go back to my normal work. I took a month off streaming. I took a whole month off streaming and I just filled that with more work. So now I'm back to streaming and I'm behind. I'm just like, oh my God, what am I even doing right now? So I'm busy, but it's all good. I don't know what I could do to. I this is how I live.
Yep, it's life now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, so the last year and a half obviously has been really something.
Very different.
How's that time been for you, and are things opening up for you or no?
Yep, it's definitely opening up. We are very lucky, I think, where we are right now, just in terms of like vaccinations and things being really lax here.
Nice.
in America, you know. We had a bunch of people come over last weekend,
nice.
just like people are vaccinated, we are allowed to hang out. If it feels wrong, you know what I mean?
Right.
I actually got really sick from a wedding because my immune system is so not used to like coming in contact with other people. It's like a normal cold, and I'm like, what is this? I like got COVID tested. I was so nervous. I was like, it slipped through. Am I the one that's like slipping through? But no, it's just a cold. I went to the doctor and she's like, it's just a cold. But you know, I work from home, so to be honest, like everything was very different and very crazy, but I just kind of like put my head down and was lucky enough to keep working.
Yeah. I mean, obviously things changed for everybody, but I think with what we do too, like a lot of people I've talked to, they're like, I mean, it was different for sure, but like my day to day was kind of the same because I don't leave.
And anyway. Everything just like went online, and we're already there.
Right.
Everything like transferred online, and like so many, I think a lot of new creators popped up. You know what I mean? It's like for either free time plus like just everyone being online. There's just so much more content out there.
Yeah. Did you see, I don't think I've asked anyone this, did you see an uptick on your channel in the last year because more people were online?
Well, I got my best month ever 2 months ago.
Really?
I did nothing different. And it's just so weird. But you know what? Actually, I think it trended upwards. You know what? Where when my channel is like doing well, and I'm like, you know, you never know like how many people are in the ASMR community. Kind of like there's only so many people that watch ASMR, right?
Right. And
I'm like, okay, like things are doing well. Like I'm very like good, nothing terrible, whatever. And then the Bee Movie. And I was like,
oh my God.
Me. I have no idea if that's what it was, but the Bee Movie was something, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, and we're gonna talk about it.
I can't wait.
We're gonna talk about it. Oh my gosh.
Can't wait.
Okay, so let's see. June 19th, 2016 is your first upload that's at least available.
Wow. Yeah, 5 years. Your channel. Just turned 5 years old.
Talk to me about your decision to start your channel. And then also, were there any specific creators who influenced you to do so?
I was super deep in the ASMR community. I know I've talked about this a lot, so I'll give you like the TLDR.
Yep.
Essentially, I was like just an ASMR consumer, totally like rabid consumer, totally listening to ASMR like constantly while I studied, when I was going to sleep, everything, because I had terrible like night anxiety, existential crises sort of like deal, trying to fall asleep, mini panic attacks. And I'm like, I just need to like watch something on my phone. And I ended up like coming across the ASMR community because I used to watch a lot of like unintentional ASMR. Looking back, I'm like, oh my God, I watched that because it was ASMR to me. Yeah. Just like the same videos over and over again that like, why are you watching this, you know? And so I think eventually I ended up coming across the whisper community. So it wasn't really called ASMR then. Right. It was the whisper community, and it was just people whispering. And I was like, well, this is nice. And Maria, and nobody showed their face. It was crazy. Right. Nobody showed their face, like role plays. Like everything was like a little, like you can see the culture of ASMR changes yearly, but it is so bad, like so funny to look back at how it used to be.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was listening to Gentle Whisper, like the three like royalty queens, right? Yep. Gentle Whispering, Ali ASMR requests, and Heather Feather.
And Heather. Yep. That's the three.
Those were like, you know, they were like the pioneers, but you got to give credit to so many of like the original creators, like Visual Sounds one. Oh, for sure. Yes. The first like cosplay videos I've ever seen. And I was like, this is such a brilliant idea. Amalzed, I used to listen to all the time. Yep. She posts on Instagram. I wish she posts more ASMR. I miss her stuff so much. Yeah. ASMR Arette, she deleted her channel.
Yes.
Yeah. There was
Amal was the first ASMR video I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah, it was her it was a library video like 7 or 8 years ago.
She was so good. I think I've seen every single one of her videos.
Yes. Yeah, she's amazing.
But I ended up watching a lot. So basically, I was very familiar with the community, and I knew that I could bring something to the table that was a little different. Because I wasn't coming at it from a point of, oh, people have told me that my voice is relaxing, so I'm trying ASMR. I didn't have that. I have no idea if anyone would find my voice relaxing. I'm very loud in person and like a theater kid, obnoxious, whatever. Like I like entertaining. Like that's like my thing. I love entertainment, and that's what I wanted to be in. It's just like kind of doing what I love for people. Right. And I was so familiar with the ASMR community. I was a film major in college, about to graduate, and needed to like find a full-time job. So this was kind of like my last chance moment.
Right.
And I grew up on YouTube. Did you grow up on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you in middle school, high
For
school, like
sure.
yeah. So I was always on like YouTubers were like so cool, and like I had a channel in 6th grade, 6th to 8th grade. I'd like make like Smosh type, you know, like little
Yeah.
funny sketches with my brother. So I was always there. And I was like, man, if I ever want to like do YouTube, and I knew that like you could do YouTube full time. And I think a lot of people didn't know that. Like it's still not really that super well known. Like people don't really understand. Yeah. It's like, oh, you're a YouTuber. Okay. And I was like, no, seriously.
I bought a house last year, and explaining
all
of that to them was like, it was half of a day.
So funny, right?
Like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And then you add on that it's ASMR. You know what I mean? Like you add just that it's YouTube, and they're like, what? And then you add the next level of what I do. It's crazy.
Like relaxing. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They're like, how do I find you? And I'm like, just don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't find me. Oh my God. So yeah, I obviously, long story short, I made ASMR. I actually tried about a year prior and was so embarrassed that I deleted the video off the camera. Like it never made it to my laptop.
Got it.
But then I got some more confidence. You know?
Yeah.
And
I love that you said, and this isn't even on my notes, but I completely forgot about this, but I love that you said that you made like Smosh type videos.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, we were in a video with Anthony.
That was another huge bucket list item for me, because I idolized Smosh. I like always thought that Anthony was like hilarious. And so when I can't remember if I reached out to him. I can't remember how we got that.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, like I was like, because I said, I'm like, I will fly to you. I don't care. And I think that was before he was like just looking for people in LA. And he's like, I never thought about like flying people out. And I'm like, Anthony, people will fly out to you. I'm coming. So like I went like for a day and came back. Yeah. But I like texted my brother, and he was like, no way.
Crazy.
No fucking way. Because it really is just a full circle.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a really cool experience. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I love Anthony. And actually, I really love how the video turned out.
Me too.
Like, I remember he followed me on socials, and I was like, huh, that's really random. I was like, okay. And then, like, within minutes, he messaged me and asked me to be in it and all that.
Oh, that's so funny.
But like, at first, you know, like, especially in that time, I was kind of weary, because I'm like, there's a lot of people that are trying to make videos in a weird light of it. And so I was a little bit like, okay, but what is it actually going to be? Kind of thing. But I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I think I got there the day after you.
Yes, you and Pokey shot the same day, and I was all alone on my own.
That was a crazy. Yeah, I flew down there in the morning and was back in Portland that day.
Yeah,
like it was
Why not?
Crazy. Amazing though. Okay, anyway, that's a really cool full circle.
Hey, that's so
really
fun.
Really cool. Really cool. All right, so just a personal testimony here. My first video, I had to look it up. My first video that I ever saw of yours
what was it?
Was 3 months later after your first upload, and it's a video of you doing the whispering people's names.
Yeah.
And I remember it, like, so it was a Patreon tier for you, right? And so people would do, I don't even remember how much, and then you would make this long
$2.
list of people. $2. $2, which in hindsight is a steal. But so $2, and then you'd have this long list of people, and you would just whisper their names a few times, and just do a whole video that way.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, like, man, that's so smart, because look at all these people that are doing this. That's so smart. And then I actually, before I even had a channel, became a patron.
I remember you're one of my regulars.
Yes. And then I'll never forget this. It was like the third whispering video, or whispering your name video. I had started my channel, and I remember when you got to my name. So normally I just put Matty.
Yeah.
And then the third one I put MattyTingles, and you were like, you said the name, and you're like, oh yeah, he has a channel too, stuff. And I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Here you go.
Like, yeah,
you're in there now.
But just so much fun, just like looking back on that stuff. Like,
man, Patreon, like I'm very thankful for my early patrons. Like, they were the ones that like I was able to like catapult into like quitting my $9 an hour job.
Right.
And actually, like, I'm like, okay, it makes sense for me to like actually pour myself into this work now. And like I have the time. So I'm very grateful for everybody. So thanks, Maddie, for subscribing to my Patreon.
Of course. At what point, just to follow up with that, at what point did you decide to move on from doing that? Did it just get too crazy?
It did. I did it for a year, which was actually, that sounds less than I thought it was. But I started the Patreon because I was like, okay, I need like a way to connect and hopefully like raise some funds to like make sure I can do this. But I had the name trigger idea because nobody had ever done that. And I wanted to be able to do that with people who would actually be able to hear their name. So not just like take random names and put them in and hope for the best, but like, I'm like, tell me your name, I'll say it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is a perfect marriage of this trigger and Patreon. There, bam.
For sure.
So it got to like 700 names or something.
Oh my gosh.
Something obscene. A month. And I couldn't do it anymore. And I figured that after, and a lot of them were just like, a lot of them were the same awesome people just coming back. And so like I'm like, you have a year's worth of your name.
Right.
I feel confident leaving you with this, you know? And I ended up bringing it back for like a charity stream. It's like, that's the kind of thing I'll do now. It's like, I'll do it like every once in a while, but it just was not, I wasn't able to manage it responsibly. And when you're doing something like people are paying you, individuals are paying you for something, like I feel very responsible to deliver on that on time.
Sure,
exactly. So if I felt like I couldn't do that anymore, the best thing for me to do is to just say, literally, thank you everybody who like got me to where I am. And like, I literally can't do both. And it made more sense to concentrate on the channel. And that's when I started Twitch too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. I mean, I can't even imagine because once you start finding any sort of success especially with a Patreon, like the demand to and the pressure to deliver is just crazy. I see people every day, even like smaller channels. I see even them. They're like, I am so far behind on my Patreon, like custom videos. I can't.
It's so hard.
It's like at some point, it's just too much.
You have to be realistic with what you can do with your time and what's what's worth your time in terms of like your time and energy too. Because I never wanted to give people a video that like I wasn't proud of either. So yeah.
All right. So you mentioned it a little bit. You had a background in film.
Yeah.
Correct. How is your degree from Northwestern, right? How has your degree helped with what you do now?
Oh God. I am like such a joke of a film major. So like anybody who's also a film major is like, you know nothing. It definitely helped. I have to say it did help. I would not say that you need to go get a college degree to be a YouTuber in any regard. I think there's so many resources out there to literally learn the technicals. For me, like college was very just a big privilege that I had obviously to be able to go to school. And a lot of it was like I met Ben there. You know what I mean? So it's like,
worth it.
I can't say that I regret going to school, but I need to go for the film education. If you take it out of context like that, absolutely not.
Sure.
But it was a interesting time, and I learned how to grow up and be responsible. And I had a bunch of jobs, and I was very busy, and it was just a lot different than high school, obviously.
Right.
And I actually got to do a lot of acting for the screen, which I think helped me a lot.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think anything that we do, like for me, everything that I've done, every job that I've had, I'm for sure using something from all of these now.
Exactly. It's just like a culmination of your life experience, right? You worked for Apple, right?
Exactly.
Think about how many Apple Store role plays you got to get out of that. Like you just take from your actual experience. Like I'm not gonna make a video on something that I don't know a ton about without a lot of effort.
I mean, that's literally when I was starting the channel. I remember sitting at my desk being like, all right, what's the next video I'm gonna make? And I was like, well, I work at Apple right now.
Yeah.
I have a shirt. You know what I
I
mean?
have a shirt.
And then the same thing with like the shoes
The
too. I
shoes,
was like,
yeah.
I already had a collection. I
And
was
you
like,
know
let's
about
just,
them and you're passionate
yeah,
about them, and that's the best content, right? It's like when
right,
I love hearing you talk about shoes because you know what you're talking about.
right.
I'm like,
And
nobody
that's,
wants
I
to hear
think,
me talk about shoes.
and that, I think that's a good lesson for creators out there too. Like if you're compiling ideas, start with what you know, what you're passionate about, what you've done in the past, what you know, what you have experience with.
100%.
For sure.
I did a lot of screenwriting. I will say that. That's helped me with my
Nice.
scripts. Love
Nice.
that.
Yes. Yes. All right. Fast forwarding a little bit, 2019, which I think was a crazy year for ASMR. So much stuff happened in
Was that the
2019.
Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That was a big turning point.
And we also had the pleasure of meeting in Toronto on the set of Reese the movie.
I can't believe that project exists.
I know. Talk to me about that week and just the experience in general.
Dude, that was so fun. It reminded me of like camp. You know, when you're like leaving and you're sad because all your camp friends are leaving. I was like, you had such a good bonding time. And like, that's what made me realize how important it is to meet up in person and to like cultivate like the relationships just in the community. It doesn't matter about like collabs and like things like that. Like, it really just makes you feel so happy and like not like you are somebody who understands like what I'm doing. And like, it was so fun. And we got along like that, everybody. And it was such a cool experience because everyone on set was super professional. They knew what they were doing. It was, again, just one of those bucket list things. You're like, I had no idea that this was going to like come into my life, but this is the coolest experience ever.
Right. Yeah. And we really did click. Like I've told this story before, but like the first time everyone met, we were doing the fittings at their office. And I remember just like walking in and then everyone else walking in. And it was like, I don't know. It was really interesting because I think we kind of already felt like we were friends just because we talk online so much and have worked together and stuff. So I think we had a head start, but like, yeah, I don't know. It was really interesting. We all just got along like right away.
Like, we need a convention.
Yes. I mean,
I don't want to put it on. I think we should just hijack another convention and everyone just go.
Yep, I agree. Oh, that's a good idea. Actually.
I love conventions.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's one of the things that I missed the most last year.
Yeah.
For sure. Was
VidCon fun? I was too scared to go.
Really?
I was too scared. Yeah. I'm really scared of meetups.
Yeah. VidCon was really, really fun. The panel, and Ben was there. It was really, really fun. I would say it was more fun outside of the convention.
That's what I heard too. And that's obviously what I'm saying, where it's
like literally like when we went out to like bars and a club and like random stuff after, and I kept thinking like, imagine if an ASMR fan walked up and saw like Taylor and then they looked around and they're like, oh wait, everyone, you know what I mean? Like,
didn't that happen to us?
Slight was there, Cat Play, yeah.
Didn't that happen to us when we were out at Reese? No, because we went to like that German restaurant or something.
I actually just talked to ALB about it. It's called the Worst.
Yeah,
from like Bratwurst. Yeah,
and that group of people like looked over them was like this. Because we were literally all together. They're like, what?
Talk about like hitting the jackpot of meeting people. Like, that's so crazy. Anyway, VidCon was a blast. I've been there now being a feature creator and not. And it's really cool being featured, of course, because you have like, you feel cool. You have security and car service and all of that. But like, I almost feel like not being featured was more fun.
No responsibility, right?
Yeah, but you also like, you can't you're not supposed to walk the floor and like do things when you're featured, so you're kind of like isolated.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but it was really fun. The stuff outside, like we went to a big dinner, and
you
stuff
went to Disney, didn't you?
And oh yeah, that's right. Went to Disney.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I met Raffi there.
That's so cute.
It was fun. It was fun. I think that you're onto something though. I think we pick a convention and just hijack it.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Just a bunch of creators just go. We could even see if we could put on a panel, depending on the convention, like if they'd let us. That'd be fun.
I think that's smart because then we don't have to worry about infrastructure and sponsors. And
all I'm saying is anytime a YouTuber tries to put on their own convention, it does not go well.
Exactly.
So I'm going to learn from their
question.
mistakes.
Yes.
GBCon.
GBCon. Oh my! I think you're right, though.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with big projects. I'm over it. Fuck.
I kind of believe you. I kind of don't, though. All right. So I think with any level of success, some form of privacy is smart. And I wanted to talk to you because I think this would be really, really good for creators out there to hear from you, especially about this. About privacy and how have you adjusted to the notoriety and attention that you've attained over the years?
I don't leave my house that much. I don't know. I really think the only thing, well, I think it's become so ingrained in my life that I feel like it hasn't affected me, but it does. Yeah. It affects where I live. It affects what I do, what I post.
Right.
Everything. My whole family and friends, I'm so cautious about what they post, if they're private, that kind of thing.
Right.
And I think, like, knock on wood, it like worked.
Yeah.
I feel like people have gotten the information that they wanted to get or that they're gonna get, and that's it. And I'm not really like an interesting plaything anymore.
Right.
So
yeah.
I maybe, I just, it was long enough that I just kind of kept things to myself, and I just wait until I'm comfortable with sharing the information.
Yeah.
So it was like when I was in school, where you could easily find out where I went to school, I'm walking around alone all the time, like that sort of thing. I was very scared about people learning where I went to school, my name, that kind of stuff. So I was like very cautious about everything. And like people were trying to find that information, trying to find me. And they're like, I'm going to come find you. And I'm like, hell no. You
right. Yeah.
A lot of scares. There's a lot of scares. So I always just tell people to like, just act like you are definitely going to have 5 million subscribers. And what nice. Do you want locked down? What do you not want people to see? Just fix it now. Just fix it now. Just do it now. It's hard. And I would say don't use your real name.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and even like I've done and we all have done, well, not all of us, but we've done like media stuff where in like newspapers and stuff, I've had to like tell them, hey,
they're like, what's your name? And I'm like, you don't need to know this. Like, I don't know what the news like obsession is with all the personal information. Just like, it's not the point, right? You don't need to know my name.
Yeah. I think that's really good advice though. Just assume that you're going to have 5 million subs. That's really good.
Yeah.
Because, and like, yeah, it's really interesting to me though, because like as creators, we have a brand, right? And we have to be on and we have to post and make sure people remember and are up with everything we do.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we keep so much private just to be safe.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. It's a really crazy balance.
I would say I don't utilize like Instagram stories as much as like I could. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that sort of thing. It's like the instant stuff, the personal life stuff.
Yep.
I mean, so people are more in it, like more into my content. I think just like I do ASMR. Like I feel less of like I definitely am like a personality and people, but you can tell that like a lot of the people are there just there for the ASMR, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. I'm good with that.
For sure. Yeah. This isn't even on my notes, but it's kind of related. Like, has it hit you what you've accomplished? Like, can you wrap your mind around the numbers and the, not even just the numbers, but the grand scale of everything?
Not yes and no. I kind of see it from like a third party perspective sometimes if I think too hard about it, you know what I mean? But it was so, oh my God, it was so bad, Maddie. Last night I was on TikTok and I saw this TikTok and it was like your stuffed animal from when you were a kid, and the music was like, wow, I'm so proud of you. Like, look where you are. And I was like, oh my God. And I started crying into my cereal at 2 a.m. I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. Because like again, I tend to not like sit and look. I just am going and I'm like enjoying and I'm so happy and like so proud and like, but a lot of things are hard to process in a good way, I would say.
Yeah. And I think also it's just kind of hard to like realize things when you're in it.
Yeah.
Too. Like when you're deep into things and you're just go. It's hard to kind of stop and look around and be like, oh, look at all these things happening.
And that has been like 5 years. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I cannot believe.
It's an amazing run. Kind of, that's a great segue actually. You've been on a strict upload schedule for years now, right? Can you talk to me about that, keeping it up? And then also, what are the benefits of a set schedule?
Yeah. Okay. To be honest, every time I talk about it, I like randomly will like be so close to accidentally breaking it like the next day. So like knock on wood, damn. But yeah, my upload schedule was for 2 reasons, and both are super valid, which is one, to if you're trying to, do YouTube full time or anything, just like anything you can do to let your audience know where you're going to be and when, so that like they know when to find you. It's going to make your content less forgettable, because there are a ton of content creators where I'm like, oh yeah, I love them. And I'm like, but you do forget about them. It's not because like they're bad creators or anything. You just forget. But if it's somebody who's like every single day, I know someone's going to be uploading a video, or every Tuesday, I know there's going to be something there. That's good. So it was for the audience's sake, and then for my sake, because it helped me wrap my head around a schedule. Otherwise, I have the tendency to like, I would just be like, I don't know what to do, and blah, 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 and like, should I do this now? So like my decision making is like kind of poor in like time prioritization. So if I know that I have to film 3 videos, that means that I have to schedule them. I can look at my calendar. I know this has to be done. So then I can like work backwards from there. So it's really helpful. And ASMR is obviously my life. Like this is my job is my life. So it's just constant. I get used to it. Repetition and scheduling, and this is my life, and this is my job, and this is what I do. So like I upload videos Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday. Like I made it up. I made that rule up, and I can stop that rule anytime I want. You have to trick yourself into thinking that that is non-negotiable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you work good under pressure?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I think you would have to, right?
Yeah, I end up pulling a lot of late nights, right? And it helps with the perfectionism. Because it's got to go up. It's got to go. And I think that's a big one, is that like everyone wants to make their best work, right? I want every one of my videos to be the best it can be. It will not. It's not going to be. And with something like YouTube or social media, like if you really want to be in social media and things like that, posting a lot is better than waiting for your masterpiece to be done. And it's just facts. It depends what you want out of it. And for me, like it's okay. I'm not looking for perfect from any of the YouTubers that I watch, but so don't hold yourself to that same standard. It's more about, I don't know. You got to let it go. You got to go. Just go. Yeah. Push it out. Keep it going. Make the next one.
That's very good advice. I definitely struggle with that too.
It's hard.
There's been times where I'm like, okay, but the next one's got to be better than the last, and it's got to be amazing. And
not always. Sometimes it's going to be a simple one. Sometimes it's going to be the B movie. You never know.
Right. Yes. I love that. All right. Talk to me about your creative process. And what I mean by that is maybe like ideas, filming, props, all that. What's your favorite part of the process as well?
Okay. My favorite part is the calendar. I love my calendar. We're besties. Like it's my Google Calendar, and that's where I put my video ideas. So it's nice for me to get like a big picture of everything that I want to do, because I can see like if I'm doing something that's too similar, because I really like to do variety. I haven't done something in a long time, that sort of thing. So it was really immensely satisfying for me to like lay it out. So I know like all the videos that are coming out this month, and that's what kind of jump starts my thinking and planning. So it's fun to like just pick which videos sound good to me and sound interesting. And then there's a big pre-production. And I think that's the longest. Is that the longest part for you?
For sure.
Yeah. Right. It's like
definitely
scripting, and either that's going to be as little as a few bullet points or 7 pages of literal dialogue that I'm gonna like memorize and tape up underneath my camera. Getting those props and costumes, like there's so many videos. I can't tell you how many videos do not go live on the day they were supposed to go live, but at least they're on the calendar. And then I always do the thing where I just like scoot it. Like, you know? Like there's this one. I'm trying to work on an Edward Scissorhands role play, and people have done it before. It's like it's like the unintentional one where she's doing Edward's makeup. And I am vlogging the whole process. So because people want to see what is it like from start to finish. How long does it take you to make a video? I don't know. So I will vlog it and then you can find out for yourself, right? Nice. And that has gotten pushed off for 2 months. Yeah. Already. Yeah. And it will continue to be pushed off. That kind of thing. Because you have to, you know. It's all goes. And then you film. I hear you. And then I send it to Vest. And Vest edits it.
Yes.
I love Vest.
That's literally like it's unbelievable how well this is going, because that's like 4 questions in a row that we segued perfectly into.
You're so good at this, Matty.
It's amazing. First of all, shout out to Vest.
Shout out to Vest. That's my editor.
Yes, that's her
Best
editor.
Man, Sean.
He's helped me. He's helped me a ton. Even recently. So at what point did you hire Vest to edit? And then also, like, I think that's a big step.
Yeah.
Hiring an editor, right?
Yeah.
And it's honestly one that I've considered for a long time. I have, just little issues that I need to figure out with it.
Holding on to your projects.
Yeah. It's just like, it's a lot of trust. It's a lot of like, but it's a big step. And so talk to me about hiring Vest and how it's affected your day-to-day too.
Yeah, dude, Vest is a lifesaver. I can't tell you how many times Vest has saved my butt. So people are uploading 3 times a week and they're editing themselves. How do you do it? I don't understand. But I hired Vest a long time, years ago. I was still in my first apartment. So I was still a senior in college when I hired him. And what happened was he sent me a really professional email. And that's why I hired him. So if you want to know, if you don't think that people are like, if you want a job as an editor or an assistant or something, just send a really nice professional email to the person that you're interested in working for, because I don't think people understand how many terrible emails we get. Oh yeah. They're just like, what are you even saying to me right now? So it's like, if you are just send an email, a lot of the times, like, it will go well. So I was like, actually, I would really like an editor. That would be really nice. Thank you. So it started off with every once in a while, if I was super overloaded, because I was a full-time student, nannying and doing YouTube and everything. So I'm like super overloaded. I had my Patreon custom requests as well. I would send him a video or 2. And one of them, it was the split screen, was a request, a Patreon request. It was the Daisy and Gibi at the airport. And I was like, I really don't want to edit this. This is going to be a pain in my butt. It's like terrible green screen. Like, I didn't have like the right setup and all this stuff. I was like, please, can you do this? And I was like, damn, that was so convenient that someone else just did that for me. And what you need to realize, and like, Vest is an amazing editor. And so I don't take this out of context when I say it, but like, anyone can edit your content.
Sure.
Only you can shoot your content. So it's like, you have to find the right editor. You have to find somebody who knows what they're doing, who understands your work. Like Vest was like in the ASMR community watching, knew what I was looking for, professional, easy to talk to, all these like amazing things.
Nice.
So it was really nice to be able to trust and like learn to trust him. And obviously we've been working together for years. So you do build, like, there are times when I had to talk to him and say, like, this isn't what I wanted. This is what I wanted. And he learns. And, that's the best thing about having like a working long-term relationship with somebody like that. But you have to understand that, like, it's more important for you to be filming your videos I could film 2 times the amount of videos if I wasn't also editing. And that was more important to me. So that's why I let it go. It wasn't exactly how I would edit at first, So, but I let it go. And now Vest edits way better than I could. He's learned and he's taught himself so much and like learned so much, I think. But yeah. Now I'm like, please don't let me touch my own work. God knows how that'll turn out, you know?
Yeah. No, he seems really, really intelligent with all of this stuff. Actually, last week I just messaged him and had him like go through some of my analytics, and I was like, hey, can you take a look at this stuff and just kind of
very smart.
Tell me what you think I should work on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my main thing with that too is so many of my videos are so easy to edit that I'm
so
like,
you just
I
think
can just
like,
do this.
I can just do it, right? Yeah.
Like I literally 2 nights ago I filmed a 42-minute camera brushing video, and there's 2 cuts.
Do you like, but like I think Vest messes with my audio a lot, like in a good way. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I do a lot of like, I get ideas. I could create like ideas. And when you don't have to do it yourself, all of a sudden those ideas seem a lot more fun, Matty.
I like that.
You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, this would be really fun. I can't do it, but I know who I can ask if they're down, you know? So like it does open the door creatively. And like you can work with them on it, like collaborate if you have a certain vision, you know, you can touch it as much as you'd like. But it is significantly easier to just take those files and drop them into Drive. It's obviously something like you do have to build up to it, and again, it has to make sense monetarily. You know, you want to pay your editors fairly and all that good stuff, of course.
Absolutely. I think I mean, it's clearly worked for you. You know what I mean?
And I don't do it alone. That's a big thing. I don't run my channel alone in any capacity.
There we go. And that's what I was just going to say is every successful person that I know of on the internet has a great team around them. Every
100%.
single one of them.
100%.
Every one of them.
Yes.
And like I've seen people who hire editors like before they reached a certain size of channel,
just like investment.
Yeah. And I've always been, at first I was like, that's so early to do that. Like, what is happening? But like it totally worked out for so many people. It's crazy.
My second channel, I lose money on it for sure. Like I pay my editors more than like the videos bring back. But if I didn't hire them to edit it, those videos wouldn't exist. And that would be sad for me. It's like it is like investing in, you know, what's important to you.
Right. I love it. Shouts to Vest. Shout out to Vest for sure. All right. So I want to talk to you about, and mainly because just the size of your world and channel and everything that's going on. I want to talk to you about pressure. Do you feel pressure to create and continue to succeed at this high level all the time?
Yes.
How do you deal with that?
I don't know. I have a therapist.
Yes.
I do have a therapist. I think I literally had an appointment today and I was just talking about how busy I am. I think for like the whole hour. So I was like, I don't know how to do this. Even though I've been doing it. I just like, I feel like there is some magic balance that I'm just not unlocking, but I don't know if that's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it's definitely letting go of any perfectionism, I think, has been a skill. And a lot of it's just blocking it out. I just don't think about it. You just can't allow yourself to like think about it too much. Figure out what's important to you and like what you feel passionate about making, you're gonna like making. Like I made like a Crollo video. I knew that wasn't gonna do well, like numbers wise, but the people who watched it were like loved it and I loved it and it was fun, like that sort of thing. But pressure, I don't know. I just keep being pleasantly surprised, I guess. I'm like, okay. Nice. I'm like waiting for the other shoe to drop or whatever, or waiting for people to be like, I'm good. I don't need to watch anymore. And it's just like, I don't think I can stop that necessarily. So it's more of like, I'm accepting.
Right.
But it's kind of dumb for me to say because my channel, again, like I had like the best month I've ever had like a few months ago. And so like I'm very grateful and thankful, but I can't say that like I did anything in particular to like do that. It's just consistency at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think that there's, you know, of course, different levels of pressure, but I think just as a creator, once you start having consistent viewers, everyone feels that pressure to some point to deliver and to continue to deliver. But I just had to ask you that just because the scale that you're on of that is unfathomable to me.
You can't compare yourself to people too. And that's the other thing, is that like you have your own, this is you, like this is your content. And I think the problem is that people will compare themselves to everyone at the same time. Where it's like everyone is their own individual. But if you're looking, you're like, oh my God, like everyone's putting out videos today. Like everyone is posting TikToks. Everyone's doing this. Everyone's doing that. They're just individuals. So it's like not everybody can do it all. Not everybody can always be doing everything at once all the time. It's like, so I look at things and I'm like, everyone's doing so much more than me. How do they handle doing that much when I can barely handle what I'm doing? And I think that's just not true.
Yeah. I agree. All right. Married to Ben, who's been on the show.
That guy's great.
Previously. Yes, Ben is fantastic. What role does he play in your life? And then how do you guys balance career and relationship if you do?
Yeah, we are the ultimate like partners because it's like a literal. So work, home life, and now Satine, our dog. So we're very, very like in tune with each other. We both work from home now. He was working a 9 to 5, and so like I would rarely see him. I would be up all night filming. He would be getting up at 7 a.m. to go downtown and work in an office building. So we were feeling very disconnected. And I'm like, we don't have any like our hobbies aren't aligning. Our timing isn't aligning, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And we ended up like really like opening up communication, which helped a lot. And then he was going to business school at night. He was just hella busy. And I think we accepted that like things were going to be busy. And we're like, wow, this is really busy and sucks, but it is not forever. And I think that helped a lot. I was away for a year, like we were long distance for a year, but it was like just for a year. And we knew that it was like we were going to move in together after, like that kind of thing.
Nice.
But he was in business school doing negotiations and learning all these things. And I'm like, Ben, what the hell? Why aren't you answering my emails for me? Okay, first of all, I will admit, I used to sign my own marketing emails as Ben.
Love it.
Because I don't think I need to explain. And people didn't want to talk to a YouTuber and they didn't want to take you seriously and whatever.
For sure.
So I'm like, Ben, marketing manager. And I'm like, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Obviously, you're right. I don't know what I'm doing. But Ben did. And so that was really nice. There was definitely of course, like a learning curve in the beginning. He only managed my channel. And then it was like when friends would reach out and say like, hey, are you doing that? How did you get that sponsorship with Honey or whatever? And I'll say, well, Ben's doing it for me. Do you want him to help you? You know what I mean? So it literally started like that. And that's
me exactly. I DM'd you and was like, hey, tell me how you're doing this.
How are you doing this?
And actually, that's funny you say Honey. I think Honey is the first one he got me.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
And so, but he started working with all these brands and actually building a relationship with the people who are doing that, the marketing and everything. It's all, again, we have time to work on our content and that sort of thing. And Ben is cultivating the relationships and with the brands and the roster of people. And at the end of the day, it's awesome because if we are all kind of together, like it's kind of like together is stronger than apart sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like they can't go behind, somebody else's back and offer a lower thing. And they're like, no, like, I know you're offering lower to me, like, no, pay me a fair price. So like that's been really great, is actually getting numbers that make sense with other genres on YouTube. Like I know in the beginning it was really tough. Like people didn't want to pay for ASMR.
For sure. Oh,
they're like, you can promote our product, but and I'm like, I'm good. I'm set. I'm all fine. I'm good. Thank you. But it's been very interesting. He's really doing so well, just like kind of blowing past everything. I mean, just being Ben.
Yeah, and I think what he's done is, I mean, he's changed a lot of people's lives.
Oh, he is really, I mean, I'm biased, but he's a great person. He is such a good person. I really love working with him and just having him in the house, and he cooks me dinner and like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? He's our biggest supporter. which is it's awesome.
And again, going back to just a team, even down to your relationships,
100%.
and your
could
personal
not do it
relationships.
without Ben. I could not do it without Ben.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, so you've worked with a lot of brands.
Yeah.
And look, I wanted to talk. This isn't even on my thing, but have you noticed? It seems like in the last, let's call it 3 years or so, it seems like people, at least in the ASMR community, are more acceptive of us getting brand deals. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I think it's a bigger YouTube culture thing.
Yeah,
it's gone through like the ebbs and flows. So what I remember from back in the day on YouTube is that there was a lot of like what's the right word? But people, you didn't have the FCC guidelines. You didn't have to say it was an ad. So companies would kind of want people to sneak it in.
Yeah.
I was not a YouTuber at this time, but this is what I've heard. And I kind of remember that. So people were like, didn't trust ads because people aren't dumb. And that's why like in the beginning, when I was like, we started doing ads and now things have like started to be more uniform. You kind of know what to expect. Again, the culture just shifts. And people it's so much better when you can just openly talk about, hey, this video is sponsored. It's directly supporting my channel. Thank you so much to the company. Thank you so much for watching. And I feel like we're lucky enough that like we can take brands that like we know and use and love. I used Honey for years before I even had a YouTube channel. And so that is an interesting aspect of it, but people like very much distrusted like the sponsorships and all that stuff because like they're treating you like you're stupid. And so it's so much better. This video is sponsored. Thank you for your time. And I'm like, trust me, people, like you don't want me to like weave it into the video. I'll say my piece.
Yep.
And it's nice because people like listening to it in ASMR. I watch
100%. Yeah. I get comments all the time that are like, why did I actually like the ad part?
Because it was nice because it's like QVC or whatever, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so that's nice. And I tried to do it. I really like my sponsored Saturdays because if somebody really hates ads, at least they know when it's coming.
Sure.
I'm like, it's on Saturday. You either don't even have to watch my Saturday videos or you can just
very smart.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Things have changed and they continue to change. But yeah, I remember even like when I first started doing brand deals, there were people that were like, "Oh, don't sell out. Don't do it for money." You know.
Yeah.
And like I don't think it's necessarily their fault because a lot of people don't understand what we do and how we do it, and that it costs money to do and time. And, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, it's not necessarily their fault, but I've definitely seen a shift, at least for me personally, of like people going from, I don't like the sponsor. Like it kind of takes away from blah, blah, blah to like, go. Like, we love that you're doing this.
When people are supportive, that's like so cute.
Yeah.
I'm like so happy, you know, and I really do try to like, you know, make it brief, honest, right? Like, you know, it's coming, you know what I mean? And so, you know, when I think that more YouTubers are talking about in like monetization in general.
Yeah.
Like I said, like people, I think just even a few years ago had a lot less knowledge of what it meant to be a YouTuber. That is like truly like a career, because being an influencer is just like on the rise in general, because it's not just YouTube anymore.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I
get it though. It's like, okay, somebody like sometimes people go too far. You gotta admit it. Like people go too far.
Oh yeah.
There's this one person, bless her, that I follow, not an ASMR, it's just an Instagram person. And she's like, every single thing in her life is an advertisement. I'm like, relax. And she's like, like, I'm pregnant thanks to Clear Blue. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Sometimes
it's okay
if it's too much for you sometimes is all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, it's finding, I think it's smart to find a balance, like exactly with what you're doing with Sponsored Saturdays, right? Like
You
that's a
gotta do what
balance.
you're
Not
comfortable
every
with.
video.
Yeah.
And like I'll never be against anyone making money, and especially like when things are good, like double down and make as much money as you can. I'm all for that.
You gotta do what you're comfortable with, for sure.
Exactly. But yeah, finding a balance, and that comes down to a lot of things. You know, that's knowing your audience and what they can tolerate and all that.
Right.
But, all right, it's time. Talk to me about the B movie.
Yes! My magnum opus.
What first of all, thank you for having me in it. It was a blast.
Thank you so much for being in it.
And secondly, where did that come from? Or you know, what was that experience like, and where did that come from?
Came from the comment section. The damn comment section every time. My commenters, they enable so much of the content on my channel. It's crazy. So God bless. Yeah. But it was a commenter. His name was Ace. He was in the movie. And he was the one who got me to do Shrek when I did the Shrek role play. So after Shrek, and I actually did it, we were like, oh, what's next, Ace? What's next? And he said, B movie. But I think he said reading the B movie, like just reading the script, right? And I said, been there, done that. People have done that already.
Yep.
What if? What if I like recreate it? And then I was watching the movie to like whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, there are so many characters in this. And I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if I asked other people to be in the movie? And then it like immediately, like things just like went this, and I just started. I watched the movie like 50 times. I got Vest and my friend Cody and all these people. They're like writing script. They're like writing out the scripts and highlighting the lines, and we're like trying to figure out a cast list. And I'm like starting to like mentally cast people and like reach out. I've DM'd 100 people, like typing each message myself, like everything. It was crazy. So the B movie was insane. People do not know how much time went into that. Like it was
I can't even imagine.
Epic saga for months and months and months and months and months. And then like obviously like culminating near the end, that was when like the most of it was. And that's why I was like doing my Instagram stories. I'm like, I'm filming. I think I filmed for 2 months. Yeah. Just my own.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had 3 editors. So shout out to Vest, Dennis, and Bill.
Yeah.
We split the movie into thirds. And so like Vest did the first, Dennis did the second, and Bill did the third. And then we like pushed it together. It was insane. Everyone was like, and everyone did such a good job. I can't believe it. I sent out like a little tutorial and like this whole like thing about like, hey, you know, here's how to do it. So everyone's like on the same page. And people like, I didn't tell anyone to do costumes, makeup, anything like that. Everyone's just so creative.
I mean, look, so cute. I was like, your little chip. It's so crazy to me. Like, first of all, just from my perspective, like just setting up the Google Drive for all of that blew me away. I'm like, you have a folder for every.
You gotta
like,
be organized.
This is craziness.
There's 80 people doing it,
and then you sent like a tutorial with examples, which was super helpful. But just like the scale of it like blew me away. Not even talking about the final product.
I was in too deep. Like once I started, crazy. I was like, I have to do this, and then I have to do that, and then I'll have to do that. And then it just, and then I was already spent so much time on it. I'm like, you might as well go all the way.
It was insane.
It was really fun though. It was very, very, very fun to like work with everybody and do something silly, but like epic. Yeah. That's my favorite.
Watching it premiere is one of my favorite moments so far in the ASMR history.
I can't believe
it was so much fun.
That was really fun.
it was so much fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and honestly, like talk about committing. I gag if I even see guacamole.
No. And I gave you the guacamole guy.
And I had to have guacamole like an inch away from my mouth.
You did it with your little.
But luckily, the whole thing was to drop it, and that's fine.
There you go. You didn't have to actually eat it. You would have quit. You've been like.
It was so much. Yeah, it was so much fun, and I love that my scenes were with Ben. That was super fun. Going back and forth.
B is ruining my life.
Oh my god! I remember the day I shot it. I was on the phone with ALB because she was shooting her stuff too, and we just took a moment. We're like, can we talk about just the again, we kept going back to the Google Drive. We were like, look at this Google Drive. This is insanity. It's so crazy. But it was super helpful too, because like once people started uploading their stuff, we could go see and kind of like get angles and see what was working.
Yeah, dude, ALB. Are you kidding me?
Oh, she insane.
Destroyed that. She
sent me like photos of the stuff she was making, and when she did the like the nightgown, the hospital gown, and stuff, and I was like, oh my god!
And that's so funny because when we worked with her on Reese, she was like, "Can I be Adam?" And I was like, "Please be Adam."
Yes,
I was like,
it was perfect.
She is insane. She's so professional.
Yes, it was. It's one of my favorite things that's ever happened. It was just amazing, and also just for the community, like bringing
fun
that many people together. It was really fun.
Yeah, goes back to I just like to entertain.
Yep.
It's just absolutely funny. It's hilarious.
If you have not seen that, it just go watch it. It's unbelievable, and also it really is fun to put the movie next to it and watch.
I have to fix. There's like I want to do like a director's edit.
Yeah,
it's not perfectly synced, the first part, and I need it to be perfectly synced. So just like
I'll also say I'd never seen the movie before you asked me to be in this, and look, I understand it's kind of like a meme and like whatever, but I loved it. I loved the movie.
I can't tell if I like it or not now. I can't tell. I have no idea. It's like a fever dream.
I'm with animated stuff like that. I love like cleverness. There's so much cleverness in the writing of that.
It's movie. Just like there's so many like if it's ironic, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. Yep. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, go check the B movie out if you haven't. It's how many people are in it? 80?
80 people. 80 cast members.
People. Unreal.
It's so cute.
All right, talk to me about Finger Flutters, your intro.
Oh,
where did that come from, and why?
It actually came from Tony Bomboni. He did that sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes he would do that, and it would give me tingles every single time.
Yeah.
So I was doing it in my videos, and I even like remember back in the day, I was like, oh yeah, like Tony Bomboni does this, and then people just started calling them finger flutters, like in my comment section. So I didn't name them either. My commenters again named those, and so now it's just like I think it's the perfect way to say hello, say
hi. Yeah.
Frivy hates them. Did you know that?
I did it.
She hates the sound of finger flutters. She's like, I can't watch your content. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, even down to just kind of psychologically too. I think it like. If they click on your video and they're not 100% in yet, hearing that every time, it kind of like you're like, oh, it's starting.
That's so.
You know what I mean? Like
I just do it. I don't even think about it at this point.
It's a habit now. Like you press record and it's a habit.
Say hello. Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do? Hi.
Yeah. I mean, I've said the same. I say, how's it going, guys? MattyTingles here. For 305 videos now. And I didn't mean to do that. I said that in the first one, and then
it just works. I started doing this.
Yeah.
Gibi.
I love it. All right, you've attained unreal success. It's crazy. Where do you go from here?
Oh, mama. I don't know. Surprisingly, no giant plans in the works for me. I think, in maintenance mode, if that makes sense. I need to understand when I have hit potential. And sometimes the potential is higher than others. You can't always be working at 100%. So
sure.
When I get those bursts of like big things, big projects, big whatever that I really want to work on, like, yay, go. But I just love doing what I do, and I push it to the limit pretty much all the time with how much I upload or what I'm doing, streaming, anything. you can always do more. So when I feel like that I can do more, I do more. And if I feel like I just need to like float, I'm just floating. And so I am maintaining at the moment, doing fun videos, simple videos that people enjoy. I'm back to streaming, which is really nice. I really like streaming, just like socialization, kind of.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty much
and
it.
when we're used to you know, building a product, uploading it, and then there's comments whenever they watch it. Streaming is really cool because it's instant.
Yeah, instant.
You know what I mean? And I think we need that a little bit. It's a good balance to have both, I think.
I've like really met like true friends on there, like my mods and everything. Like, I was like hanging out with them in New York City last month. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
again,
like,
team.
Yeah.
It all goes back.
Team. Love my team. Yeah, and so it's really fun. But I'm just so glad that people are still watching after 5 years, because I kind of went into it with the mentality that, like, you know, YouTubers have a shelf life that is very short and only a few years long, and that's the reality of it. And like the fact that people are still watching is like really means a lot.
That honestly, that's kind of what I thought too, because I was watching you know, I think my favorite of all time is Heather. And I remember like watching her stuff, and then when things started to kind of wind down, I was like, oh man, like, okay, so maybe I do this for 3 years or so. You know what I mean? Like that shelf life is real. But I think, just like we talked about earlier, like things are changing, and I think things are just kind of, I don't know. I personally think shelf life is a little longer now.
People are staying online.
If you can maintain it. Yeah.
And Maria hit 10 years. You know, like if it's basically like, and some people, you know, they have to step back for whatever reason. Like I don't know why Heather had to step back. Heather stepped back, but like, you know, she had to for you know, her own personal reasons, and it's like, that's very interesting. But I see less of like channels dying unless they're like in controversies, I guess. Maybe. But that's like a whole other side of YouTube. Yeah. It's very interesting. I'll keep making videos, man. If you want Gibi ASMR, y'all keep doing it. I got plenty of ideas. So I'm just sticking around, enjoying it.
I love it. Do you have a list on your phone of ideas?
Yes. Well, it's my calendar. It's my beautiful baby calendar.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It's all there.
I need it to be, because I use the calendar too, but I need it to be like a physical thing, and so I have a big whiteboard.
Oh, that's nice.
I just need a tangible,
I can't. I'm always on my computer.
Thing.
I'm like always on my computer, and then I can check it on my phone.
Yep.
So I like it. But not much else goes on my calendar because I can't handle it. I'm like, this is for my videos.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. All right, let's talk equipment really quick. What camera and mics are you using in your videos?
Right now, I'm using the AKG. What is this? They sent this to me. The H85. No, I think the H85 is what this is called. No, C314. I am not a tech person. Tech doesn't excite me, so I don't tend to like look into it too much.
Yeah.
Whereas I think some people are like, they love their tech. So I again, Vest, like I'll be like, hey Vest, like what should I buy? Like kind of thing. 'Cause he loves tech, and he's like, he'll look into it.
Right.
But they sent me these C314s, and I really like them because they haven't broken like the Rodes do, and they sound almost identical. So I found that these sound pretty identical to the Rodes, and they haven't broken. So I'm still using them. My Rodes, I have like 7 of them. I don't know which ones are broken.
Really?
Nope. I need to like test them, but I'm lazy. I'm like lazy in that aspect again. Like I don't the tech. I'm like,
that's tedious. That's tedious.
Yeah. And then I have my Blue Yeti, which was like giving me trouble. So then I haven't touched it because I'm like, I don't feel like fixing it. You know who's doing well? My little AKG mics. Thank you. Yep. So I've been using these and really enjoying them because they sounds good. Just one. It sounds good with 2. And then my camera I really like. I have the Panasonic, the Lumix GH5. I want to say. I really want to get a new lens for it. That's where I'm working right now. And then I have my LifeX bulbs. That's what gives me strength.
Yes.
And I got these really cool new like disc lights that are way just like flatter and better than like the Amazon soft boxes I finally upgraded.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the only reason I asked that because I get asked, I think almost daily what stuff I use.
People want to know the tools.
Exactly.
Like, what are you using? Because I'm gonna just get that. What's MattyTingles using? Okay, I'll use that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. I really should probably like set up some sort of like affiliate, whatever. I'm like, I don't know.
Right?
I just use what I use, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I seriously used my phone up until like I think like 110,000 subscribers. I used the
To
front
film?
camera on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a Yeti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love ASMR.
Oh.
People who like interview you, like who like don't know ASMR that well, they like think that ASMR people are like extremely like sound gods and like that kind of thing. And I'm like, no. I'm like, we got Apple earphones, baby. Like, that's the best. It's the best. What can I say?
Yeah, and again, that goes back to just how wide the ASMR community is, how big the tree and branches are of it. Like, there's something for everybody. If you're on a 4K camera with a perfect sound, that's for somebody. And then if you're on your phone with the Apple earbuds, that's for somebody.
Like, and I wouldn't say that one's inherently I'm dying. I wouldn't say that one's inherently better than the other. It just depends what do you like to make? Like, what content do you like to make? And then what content do you like to consume? The end.
Yep, exactly. I completely agree. All right, I got a few more for you. I think I would be for sure remiss if I didn't talk Hamilton with you for just a moment. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, one of my favorite things that was the Reese movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Is singing Hamilton like in between shots.
In the break room. Oh my god.
In the break room. It was so much fun.
Dude, I never met anyone else who like knew all the songs. I was like, Matty T.
Oh, that was so much fun. All right, I have some Hamilton questions for you.
Okay.
Not like trivia, but just personal
trivia. Come on.
Trivia section of the podcast.
Bring it on.
All right. How many times have you seen it?
Oh no. I saw it 10 times, Maddie.
Oh my god, really? Whoa.
Most ever. I would go on like Tuesday nights to the Chicago show. Because I lived right there.
Oh, there was a residency in Chicago, right?
That's right, baby. And it was the best cast ever to bless this earth. It was better than the original cast. I'm going to say it right now. Lin-Manuel Miranda is not my Hamilton. Thank you for writing it.
Yeah.
But Miguel Cervantes is my Hamilton. Let me tell you. And he's moving to the Chicago one shut down. And he's moving to be the Broadway Hamilton now. So Miguel Cervantes, go see Hamilton. And the problem, oh my God, Broadway tickets are so expensive. But Tuesday night in Chicago, I take the L. Oh my God, I'm like at front row seats for like nothing. I can like see him sweat and I didn't pay anything. I'm like, this is a steal. This is a goddamn steal. But anytime anyone would come to visit me in the city, I would say, have you seen Hamilton?
Perfect.
They would say no. And I say, okay, let's go. It's not like me sitting alone, but like, sometimes. But 10 times, and I saw the closing show, which was like the best thing I've ever seen in my life. It was like a whole audience of Gibis.
Oh my gosh. 10 is a lot. That's more. I thought you were gonna say like 5.
It was 10. It really was.
I love it. But I mean, you were right there. I probably would have done the same thing.
I was right there, and they were so good. And it just really, I don't know why I liked it so much, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've talked to you about this a little bit before, but I'm going to New York in December for my birthday, and I'm seeing it's switched up a little bit. I'm seeing Hamilton. I'm seeing Hamilton Tuesday and Thursday, and then I'm seeing Dear Evan Hansen Wednesday, and then that Friday I'm seeing To Kill a Mockingbird with Jeff Daniels in it.
That sounds amazing.
I'm really excited.
Oh my God. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of Miguel Cervantes as Hamilton.
Yes. I'm so excited. I mean, yeah. I'm
oh my God. That sounds so fun. Is Dear Evan Hansen your favorite?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen it.
For sure. Movie coming out September 23rd.
Nice.
But yeah. Okay. Anyway, Hamilton. 10 times.
And then I made the ASMR video where I whispered the whole soundtrack, which is the whole show, because there's no speaking in the show, only singing.
Yep.
That was fun. That was easy.
Yeah.
That was an easy video.
You probably, you I mean, you have most of it memorized, I'm assuming.
It was so fun. I was like entertained the whole time.
Favorite song?
nonstop.
Ooh.
For sure. That's what I have tattooed on me.
Yeah. Mine changes. Mine changes a little bit.
What do you? Okay, wait. Can I guess?
Mine changes. Yes.
Guns and Ships. Dear Theodosia.
Ooh, I love Dear Theodosia so much. Guns and Ships is the one that I'll show people because it's such a spectacle part of it, you know. Yeah. Going into it for a long time, it was Wait For It. Love Wait For It. Yes, love Wait For It. And now I think it's changed because I still love Wait For It. I think it's changed now. One Last Time is the one for me.
Wow. Okay, you like the power ballads.
Oh yeah, I'm a ballad guy. I'm a ballad guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. They're so beautiful.
The
last song of the show though, Who Lives Who Dies Who Tells Your Story. That was my second favorite. I guess truly like might be my favorite. I like feeling sad. I would say, wait, I put this a certain way with somebody. I like feeling fictionally sad. It's a safe sad.
Yeah.
It's a safe sad. You're okay. Nothing happened. But you like, you know.
Yeah.
I love that.
I hear you. Trust me. I hear you. Favorite character?
Hamilton.
Sure.
Eliza is like my queen though. I gotta say, like, Eliza probably beats out Hamilton by quite a bit. I think I would want to play Hamilton. But like, if I could play anybody in the show, I'd love to play Hamilton. But favorite character, like just absolute, is Eliza.
Love it.
You?
I love it.
Don't say King George.
No.
When people leave Hamilton and they say my favorite part was the king, I'm like, you didn't watch the show.
Exactly. And like, look, and like it's entertaining for sure, and it's well written. It's the comedic relief, but it's for sure not.
I'm dead.
You know. That's really tough for me because I actually really, really love Burr.
If Wait For It's your favorite song, come on.
Yeah, I love George Washington too. Again.
It's a song, so again, yeah. I love Eliza. She's an icon. I ended up reading a biography about her, and I learned a lot, and especially I learned a lot about what was not true in the show.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but no, she was actually a legend.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, reopens. It reopens, I believe, in September. I believe.
It's my guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I love it. Have you watched In the Heights?
No, I haven't. It's like sitting there, and I went to go watch it the other day, and like I didn't want to watch it alone. I was like, "You want to watch?" No, I can't watch it. Yeah. So I'm waiting for it, but I keep seeing the TikTok.
Yeah.
It's the I'm leaving Vanessa.
Yep.
I'm like this. I listened to the soundtrack. It seems pretty. It's very Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even down to like Caribbean stuff in it.
He's something.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did.
It was good.
I really did because I've listened to the music for a long time. Right. But it is like I love stage to film stuff because when you're listening to the soundtrack, you're kind of building the stuff in your head of how it looks.
Yeah.
And then seeing it in a movie and then pull off these huge things is just amazing.
I really want to see it. I gotta experience it. It's on the list.
Okay. Two more, and then we'll get you out of here. If you could hear anyone on this podcast, who would you like to hear?
I would love to hear any OG who was there in 2010.
Yep.
Maybe like somebody who, their channel never blew up where it should have. You know what I mean? And just like who's still around posting. I feel like there's a lot of people that you could talk to.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that would be a very interesting perspective. It's like learn from your ancestors kind of thing. It's like I feel like I think I would define myself as like third wave because there was like the OGs, and then there was like the base community, and then it was like the third wave, which was like me and Darling and like people who came in at that time. Glow, for V.
I agree. That's a good point. I agree with that.
Third wave, now there's like 15 waves.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I used to know everybody. And I
Me
like
too.
try to
I
like keep
know.
up
I
on
know.
everyone's videos, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, it's awesome though. I'm so
It is
excited. Like I
amazing.
can't believe how much just like the sheer amount of people in the community has grown. Like, wow.
Yeah. I get comments every day of like you should collab with, and it's a channel I've never heard of, and I'll go to and they're like at like 790,000 subs.
And I watch a
I'm like, how did
lot.
I
Like
not
I
hear of
watch a
you?
lot because are you like do you watch like a lot of people, or do you like have one favorite? Because
I watch a lot
I
of people.
dabble.
Yeah. I watch
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
know
people.
some people are just like, I have one or two, and those are my people, and that's who I watch. And I'm like, I get that too. You know, if it works, it works.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Springbok a lot still.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to a Springbok video in a while.
And that's like 6 years old now. 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
All right, I love it. I think that's a good idea to get someone get an OG on it. Is it weird? Do you get called an OG yet?
I do. I do, and I'm like, okay. I have been on here for 5 years.
Yeah.
I like forget, you know. I'm like, okay, yeah. I've been here for for stuff. I'm here. Yeah. I haven't left.
It's weird. I get that a lot.
An OG.
And I'm like, so it's so weird to me.
Fourth wave Matty.
I'll take it. Oh my God. All right. I've asked every guest this. This is the most important question on the entire show. And I'm sorry if your fans get completely divided and you lose all of it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thoughts on pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
I'm confident in my opinion. You know, you got to be confident in your opinion if you're going to be on the internet. Got to have some thick skin. Yes, it does, but not the canned kind. That's just gross. Like the canned kind is just gross. So all you need is like a actual fresh slice that's got a little something, a little juice, a little crunch, kinda, you know, and that's a beautiful thing.
Okay. I like it. What's your perfect pizza?
I like pepperoni a lot, and I leave like fruit on it. It's like a good like Hawaiian pizza is amazing. Like a little ham.
Mm-hmm.
I had one with penne on it the other day.
Whoa, really?
It was like penne and then like the cheese layered on top, and it was so good because it was like not as thick because the penne is like not it's hollow. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was delish. Yeah,
that sounds nice.
Yeah, check it out.
I love it. All right. Not that I need to ask this, but where can they find you online? This is your chance to plug away, Gibi.
Oh, that's it, man. Just YouTube, Gibi ASMR. And if you want to check out more ASMR creators, I've done a couple of videos that have like 100 people in one. Because I know we talked a lot about how like big the community is now and like OGs, smaller channels, that kind of stuff. So definitely check out those videos. I'll send a link to you, Matty, to put in the description box if you want.
Perfect.
So we can expand and get more people watching more people.
That I gotta say also, this is I say a couple of things about you behind your back all the time. Okay. One of them is seriously, and I know this is gonna be awkward for you probably, but seriously, you're a star. I'm not kidding. Really, you're an actual star. And the reason that I say that is because you're the right person to be in the position you are, right? And the reason that you're so loved is because the position that you're in is exactly what just happened. It's, hey, time to plug away, Gibi. And then you go, yeah, so here's these videos of 100 other people. You know what I mean? So seriously, you're the right person to be in this position because look, there are people that are in this position that are not doing that, right? They're not helping the community. They're not putting 80 people in a movie, in a video. You know what I mean?
They helped me get out of here. Like they helped me. Like that was my favorite. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're. I say that all the time to people. It's just seriously, you're the right person.
Thank you. I hope that I can like. I really do love. I used to do a lot more like the press was like covering ASMR more. So it's just like anytime you can get like a good word out is awesome. So it doesn't matter. Just get out there, spread the good word. As Maria's husband, Daryl, always says that. Spreading the good word about ASMR. Oh yeah, I love that.
I do too.
It's like we are community for sure.
Oh, I love it. All right, thank you so much for doing this. This was a blast.
It was awesome.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you guys for listening. Please remember to subscribe on YouTube, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. This has been the Creator Code Podcast. I am your host, MattyTingles. Be safe out there, be kind to others and yourself. All right, see you next time.